you're watching on, whether it's the theater, like a huge screen, or it's your big TV, or it's your little iPad, or a little iPhone, or any of the smartphones. I think people will choose how they want to get their entertainment, where they want to go and get their entertainment.
Sure.
That's what we even talked about when we started Dancing.
I think the bigger issue right now is theaters are closed.
Yeah.
How you do things are different. Yeah. Filming is done for now. You're starting in serials, you're doing things. So we really have to re-engineer what we do. And it's slowly coming back, but it's going to be up to another year. And controversial issue, but the bottom line is that in order to do this, we need to be very smart so that we don't end up with huge problems. And so I think now more than ever, it's going to evolve very, very quickly.
Sure. And, given the fact that Madhuri just mentioned about how disciplined the industry has become, do you think with OTT platforms there and your own production house, which is R&M, you're able to do so much more in the industry because of that? There is, and of course, the whole platforms in which people consume content has increased. While even though there are more, I would say, formal platforms like OTT, but people are consuming it off social medias, right? So how do you think content production, and for what is the ultimate purpose of the content production going to be going forward?
So I think one thing is clear. The chances that OTT takes are vastly different than what traditional studios have in the past. When you looked at tent poles, when you looked at standard things, you had to have a certain formulaic way to handle your things. You always had to have the hero, you always had the heroine, you had to have them doing this, that, and the other. Well, you know what? The stories I'm seeing coming out from not just India, not just the US, but everywhere on the planet are amazing. At the end of the day, as filmmakers, we're storytellers. And India abounds. We've got 1.3 billion people. Imagine the comedy, the tragedy, the sheer drama that you see in everyday life here. So I think India has a lot to offer. And to answer your question, I think OTT and all of the other players have democratized how things happen. And, their motives are not always the same. You don't have to worry about your box office returns to make an amazing film. So it leaves the director and the filmmaker and the producer with a little more freedom to develop subjects, to really focus on the creatives and to build it out. And I think, wouldn't you agree that the type of things which are coming out now are amazing?
Amazing, yeah. The stories that we are seeing now unfold. And like Ram said, you don't have to make a particular kind of a movie. You can tell your own stories the way you want to tell them. And that's what's lovely about, the OTT platform.
Yeah, and we've already seen some spectacular content, and I think post-pandemic there'll be even much better content coming through. You also, I understand, have a health tech venture, where you're planning to give advice to patients as to how they recuperate and how they sort of feel better. So please tell us a little more about it.
Yeah, so thanks for asking. For 20 years of my life, I practiced as a heart surgeon, and we would fill the gap. We would take care of people when they were the sickest and, try to bring them back from the abyss. And fortunately, with the techniques we used and science the way it is in medicine, in most cases, they would do great. But I couldn't turn back the clock. No matter how hard I worked, I couldn't undo what they'd done their whole lives.
Yeah.
The second thing is, I think as a thing, what we're envisioning is, what is it that every person needs from healthcare, right? It's when you don't have it and a catastrophe happens, no matter what else you have in your life, you're in jeopardy. So what we have cooked up is something which is personalized precision healthcare, which really focuses on individuals and tries to create a entity which protects them from cradle to grave and is aligned with their well-being forever. and their families and all that. And so it looks at their different variables, including their lifestyle and what they have to go through, because no two people are alike. And the disease can be similar. How manipulate the variables is very different. I mean, your life is going to be very different than mine, than hers. And so we're actually looking at that sort of thing. And it's a combination of media, technology, and brick and mortar, which serves to educate the patient and take care of them, give them the building blocks of cloud-based EMR, which is smart, and then a smart services marketplace. And so, in the end, with all the IoT devices, all the other things it'll have, it's going to be a feedback loop which continuously monitors you. It's almost like in a car when you have a check engine light. That's what you'll end up having, not a check engine, but you'll have something which links and fills the gap between the patient and the medical community. Because, let's face it, in India alone, there's 1.8 million docs, 1.33 billion people, and not enough, medical expertise to go around. And that includes the allopathic and Ayush docs, right? And the only way we can do it is to build something more than that. And the pandemic has taught us that more than ever, right? Yeah. I would say edutech and health tech are the two big things. We've been working on them for years, but now all of a sudden they've blossomed. And they should, right? I think we need them badly.
Yeah, totally agree with you there. We'd love to know about what you've been doing during this lockdown. It's been challenging times. Most of us, the work probably, while we've all had massive workloads in the pre-pandemic times, but I think we've all kept busy in some ways. And I also see that Madhuri has just launched her first song. We've seen her as a dancer, as an actor, but it's the first time we've seen you as a singer. So, how did you collaborate to get the song out? I understand it's an at-home venture that you did in terms of, you shot it at home. So how did it happen?
We had recorded the song in LA, and the purpose of the song was, I love to sing. And we thought there's someone who heard my voice and they said, "Why don't you sing? Because you have a great voice. You should try singing." And so we got into the studio with Raja Kumari and Narendra Singh, and Ram and me, and we all got together and we said, "Okay, what do we want to sing about?" And I thought, that one thing which is common to everybody and in everybody's life is struggles. And when you are faced with struggles, how do you overcome it? Sometimes you feel so down and so uncertain about the future that, you have to really look into yourself and gather the strength and light a candle, of sorts, which can be placed in a hurricane or a storm, and you're still going to be burning bright, because we are public figures and we have to be like the beacon of light for everyone, whatever may be happening in our lives. And so that was the idea behind the song. And that's when we wrote the song and I sang it. And now during lockdown, when I looked around and I saw, that everybody is going through the same kind of emotions right now, because, this is like an unprecedented time we are going through. There's so much uncertainty. You don't know what's going to happen. And everybody was, there's a big question mark everywhere. And I thought that maybe we should release this song during this time to give I could call it the candle of hope, like some positivity in their lives that, it's okay. You have to burn bright and you have to help not only yourself, but also others. And we dedicated this song to the doctors and nurses and the frontline workers, like the sanitation workers, because they are the candles burning the brightest right now, despite all odds. They are out there working for us. They are, taking the risk. They're risking their own families. Sometimes they're away from their families and they're working for us. So I thought we should dedicate this. But the biggest issue was, how do we shoot it? Because we cannot go out, we cannot do anything. And so, like he said, YouTube was our school. We went to the University of YouTube and we found out how to light up. And Ram, we had just gifted him with a great camera he loved photography. So we had bought a great camera for his birthday and very professional. So we thought, come on now, and there were some lights in the house as well. So we kind of lit up everything. We learned how to do that. And then, because I have been in this field for so long, I knew what kind of, cuts we'll need or what kind of shots we'll need for the song. And so we just made it very simple, just kept like a mic and I'm singing into the mic, and, we shot the song. And of course, we got footage for the doctors and nurses and how they're struggling right now. So we all put all that together. And because I have R&M, we make so much content that our editors kind of put it all together and finally we released it. So it was a lot of work, but it was so much fun to learn all that.
Sure. How was it for you, Dr. Nene?
He was the cameraman. He was.
Lockdown has made us self-reliant, and this is another example of that. I've always loved toys, technology, and playing, and I've got a whole toolbox of different things. And so, we had iPhones up, and we had this up and that up, and you had to adjust the lighting, and it was a challenge, right? And I love challenges, and so. The other advantage I had was I could talk to some of her buddies from the industry and they could coach me a little bit, but doing it remotely versus doing it in person is tough. But, the real vision was this. Look, we've got a lot of people suffering, and we have a set of people, the government workers, the police, the sanitation workers, the doctors, the nurses, all these guys on the front line. We're like, look, we want to be behind them 110% and say, look, we need to all band together and we need to support each other right now. And so it was a labor of love. And the whole project was, to be honest, when we started this in LA, there was a lot to be sung about and a lot to develop. And it was really the backstories of what she'd done for her career. And so that was fun. But then filming it now and putting it out and then getting it out. And I don't know if you saw it, but it went out to about 1.2 billion people.
Yeah, big numbers. Yeah.
It blew my mind. Mm-hmm. Another digital kind of crazy. And so, the message is clear that for all people who are trying to do something and make a difference, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're a social entrepreneur or whether you're anyone else, digital is powerful, right? And this lockdown will have some silver linings and we will learn together about them. And if for no other reason, you have to, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And this is like the classic example that figure it out and see if you can make it better for everyone else around you.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you. So we've got some questions coming. One question we've got is that, since you've got your own edtech and health tech ventures and you're sort of very passionate about technology, are you looking to sort of invest in other startups also, which are technology oriented?
Yeah. So absolutely. I've been investing for many years and I run our family office and we have seeded a number of health tech and ed tech and other ventures. Look, I look for amazing people who are, doing things and then try to support them. And, the financial part of it is a small part of it. The bigger part is to bring together talented pools of people and create universes. Because what I see is that, we need to look beyond ourselves and we need to look into worlds which haven't even been invented yet. And we need to see if we can inspire India in a different way, right? And also give people opportunity. This whole EdTech was so that I could go out into the farthest reaches of the 70% rural India and find the next Madhuri Dixit, the next Biju Maraji, and nurture them and bring them to the forefront. And similarly, we built it for dance. We're now going into other areas. And so the idea is we may teach acting,
diversify,
filmmaking, cricket, this, that, and the other. The platform can handle it. And so the beauty is absolutely I'm interested in that. If there are people who are doing crazy stuff, I'd love to hear about it and I'd love to help you.
Well, Dr. Nene, I have been a 90s kid and I can tell you there is only one Madhuri Dixit. So you cannot find another one of her. So, somebody is also asking that, what is it that you do when you're not working? How do you sort of, what is the quality time that you spend? Particularly in this lockdown, we've all been learning so many things. Madhuri ji, did you cut his hair also?
Yes, I did. I colored and
you did a very good job of it.
She's not, right?
Did you cut hers?
Her rationale, I think, was Sai. She said that, look, my hair can grow out, but yours can't. I think what you're trying to say is, I don't trust you with my hair. Yeah, and that's totally reasonable. I would have gone to YouTube and saw how to do it, and tried to make it symmetric. And I'm a surgeon, so you measure twice, cut once, and make it all perfect.
Yeah. But there's a lot of things we got to do. And another thing I think this lockdown has given us is time to spend with our families. Because everybody's so busy and everybody used to complain, we don't get enough time with the families. Dinner was the only time where the whole family used to come together because everybody is working, the kids are busy, you're busy. But this time, I think we got a lot of time with the family. So I try to spend as much time as possible, though both of them are teenagers and boys. So as much time as I could, with them, and read a book finally, which I was not getting to do. Then, cooking and like the song that we shot and, doing so many different things. That has been amazing.
I think in the end, you realize how lucky all of us are. And the idea is, I look at the bright side. There's going to be a lot of neat things coming out of the post-COVID era. No traffic, no pollution, working with Zoom, spending more time with your kids and your family. And her mom, she's a gem. She's 88 years old, and she's got a wit, which, she's the one who made Madhuri who she is. But the bottom line is, it's been, and even our people, a few of them supported us through this, right? And they stayed with us. Yes. And we are eternally grateful. And my whole team, 20 people, 16 are sheltering at home, 4 have stayed with me, and I've supported all of them. And the amazing part about it is we have these, Friday night kind of get-togethers on Zoom just to talk about stuff. Yeah. And we'll play guitars and sing, and even inside we'll make music. I have a full studio here now and do stuff together. And so, look, you have to not worry about what you can't change. You have to cherish what you do have and enjoy life, because you don't know, And
then change other people's lives who need
and we've worked hard on that one.
Yeah.
And I think, I talk to many couples, but I think you're such a perfect couple. You complement each other in so many ways. And, just this talk, I've always seen the couple, one person is able to cut each other. And not even once in this entire talk did we see that, there was any overlap. So I think you're truly the power couple, and you're blessed to be with each other. And together what you'll do is going to bless the world so much more. Just because of the kind of work that you do and some wonderful chemistry that you have, both as a husband and a wife, and as well as entrepreneurs. We've got you on the digital cover of Entrepreneur 2020 for August 2020. We'd love to showcase the cover to you, which I'm sure you're going to see for the first time. So can we please have the cover on screen? That's not him, though.
Yay!
Wow. Yeah. What a gorgeous looking couple for the power. It's truly a power partnership, what you've brought together. And I think whether it's business, movies, health, or the fact, as a family, you've done some brilliant stuff. Also, because I think very rarely do I find couples which are so much in sync in terms of the kind of work that they do and then how they're able to plan their family together. We would also like to present to you a great honor, which is the Couplepreneur of the Year Award from Entrepreneur.
Thank you.
Can we have it on the screen, please?
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think it's well deserved indeed. You're doing some brilliant, brilliant work together. Please keep it up. I'm going to give to Kavya to announce the other awards as we see some other young entrepreneurs being awarded today.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Ritu, and thank you so much indeed for joining us as well, Madhuri ji and Dr. Nene. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable words. Many of the people who are sort of putting their thoughts on the discuss box along with me, we've all been ardent followers of yours, even on social media. We managed to see what you've shared, but now we got to hear how you were actually conceptualizing all that you shared. So thank you so much for that. While we have your presence here, albeit virtually, I'll start also reading out some very interesting categories, some very important categories, and we shall go ahead to also award them with the award. So first up, we're talking about the Best Social Impact Startup of the Year. So, ladies and gentlemen, this award goes to Euler Motors. So let's all come together and probably give a round of applause from our own comfort of home. Euler Motors it is. In fact, their mission is to accelerate India's transition to sustainable energy. I do believe that we also have with us Mr. Saurav Kumar, who's the founder and CEO of Euler Motors. If I can quickly request him to join us, there he is. Well, Saurav, firstly, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Madhuri ma'am and the Entrepreneur India team for giving us this award. It really means a lot to us. And from where I see, I think we have made some great early in the area of electric mobility. We definitely want to be a champion in this space. Thank you so much. This means a lot to my team and their families, my parents and teachers, investors and clients who have believed in our vision over the last 2 years and in this vision of sustainable India. Thank you so much for the award.
Congratulations. Very well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Great job.
Congratulations, Saurav and the team. In fact, Euler Motors, the name itself, they get the name from the mathematician Leonhard Euler. So that's well deserved. Done. Thank you so much for joining us. Congrats again. With that, let's take that inspiration forward and let's move on to the next category. This is the Young Entrepreneur of the Year. So, ladies and gentlemen, Young Entrepreneur of the Year, and the award goes to Mr. Arjun Deshpande, who's the founder and CEO of Generic Aadhaar. So, there we go. Congratulations to Arjun. I think Arjun will also be joining us in a minute. In fact, while he's joining, let me inform you all, 18 years teenager who's a founder and CEO of Generic Aadhaar. He's created a new era in pharma industry. I think that's amazing. There we go.
Hello. Yeah. Thank you. I always believe in blessings and special thank you to Honorable Mr. Ratan Tata sir for supporting my venture. From teachers to senior citizens, a most adorable and favorite Madhuri Dixit ji and Dr. Nene ji. I extend my thanks, special thanks to you, both of you, to giving me Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award 2020. Thank you, Entrepreneur Global Media, Ritu Maria ji. Generic Aadhaar is the first company to empower single medical store owners, and we are providing affordable and quality medicines across India to every one of you. I'm not only creating jobs, I'm also creating entrepreneurs. It's time we stand up for our India and become Atmanirbhar. Don't do jobs, to become job creators in this new era of pharma industry with Generic Aadhaar.
Wonderful.
So this
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Arjun.
Congratulations.
Well needed. Love to talk to you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Entrepreneur, as well, for giving me such a great honor. And she as well. So really, she's also inspiration for our young youth. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, indeed, Arjun and the entire team. I mean, it's amazing how the baton is being taken forward by the young generation over here. With that, let's quickly move on to our next category. And here we're talking about the Woman Entrepreneur of the Year. We all know that a woman on a mission needs no permission. So we're going to talk about Women Entrepreneur of the Year. And the winner is Mrs. Vinita Jain, the founder chairman of Biotech.
Wow.
Beautiful indeed. I believe we do have a video, but I'm going to quickly check with the team if you're playing the video, or shall we just move on to the next category? Of course, Vinita is the name synonymous when we talk about the pioneering biotech, the way the industry has shaped. In fact, biotech's mission is to satisfy diverse beauty needs of the customers, and they are a name synonymous with across all the generations. So congratulations to the entire team. Let's then move on to our next category quickly, and we're talking about our final category in this set. We're talking about Intrapreneur of the Year. The Intrapreneur of the Year is Mr. Oliver Mirza, the Managing Director and CEO, Dr. Oetker India Private Limited. Huge congratulations indeed. As we all know that Dr. Oetker India acquired Fun Foods, which is a leading purveyor of Western cuisine in India. So it's only befitting that Mr. Oliver is the winner of Intrapreneur of the Year. Well, with that, we come to the end of this set. Ritu, is there anything that you'd like to share quickly about this particular set of winners?
Yeah, I think they're all such profound people. You know, I see how Oliver has sort of made the entire. The entrepreneur is the one interesting category that we have, wherein the entrepreneur himself is a professional but works like an entrepreneur. And then Vinita herself, she's done so much work in the Indian industry. And I think the whole set has been full of such amazing people. And, thank you so much for Dr. Nene and Madhuri for actually doing the honors and helping these young people as well as Vinita and Oliver to find and get the recognition that they so deserve for the kind of work that they have done. I always say that, business platforms tend to be very dry and boring, but, the fact that both of you came here, you made it so very interesting and lighted it up. So keep that light going. Madhuri, thank you for singing the beautiful song. It indeed gives us the light of hope that we really all need to grow together. Dr. Nene, you're doing some wonderful work, and I would love to see the technology, platforms mushrooming and growing. And I think the kind of work that you have started doing already is going to be probably see the unicorn light of the day, maybe in another couple of years, but we're looking forward to it. Thank you very much for joining us here today.
So much for having us. It was quite an honor, and congratulations to all the winners. They were doing some remarkable stuff, and I think this platform as a whole is bringing together a lot of people in the right way, and particularly now with the circumstances. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much again. Thank you a lot for all the inspiration and all the valuable words. Thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that was the session, the most awaited session, and I can already see